Hey everybody, Adam here, and we're back with a little more vintage. So, I had enough fun playing this deck over the weekend that I decided we were going to give it another crack. So we are back with some blue-white Shredder Blade, or BirdBlade, as Senpai Blank has been calling it. So, really, what's going to go on here is, over the weekend, I felt like there were a couple of things. One, I found myself cutting the fourth Stoneforge Mystic a lot. Now, when Senpai Blank and I talked about it at the end of the stream this weekend, Senpai Blank had mentioned to me kind of the way they've been boarding. And while all of that makes sense, I wanted to try something different. And so what I did is instead, I cut the fourth Stoneforge Mystic to play a Lavinia Azorius Renegade. This card is just good enough. This card is good. It bullies on PO a little bit. This all seems very, very reasonable. And when we get into stuff like Turbo Lizards, then what happens there is all of their Madness idiots get countered. Their Hollow ones, countered. So this just stops all of that stuff. And shuts off, like, Pitch Cast Force of Wills early and stuff like that. So it seems reasonable enough. PO, what have you. Then, the other thing I had kind of complained about was not having an answer to things, permanents in play, specifically non-creature permanents. At one point during the weekend streams, I got my Stoneforge's Pithy Needle, and that felt bad. And then another point, I got buried by a Renin 6 who ultimated, and I just got bolted into the dirt. So, I wanted something that could kind of be a catch-all answer. And so, over the weekend, I kept mentioning, maybe it's Prismatic Ending, maybe it's Prismatic Ending. Well, that's wrong. I thought about it a little more, and tonight I decided to play one copy of Repeal. So Repeal is just a way that we can answer any random thing that is annoying. So this be Pithy Needles, this could be opposing threats, whatever. Get it out of here. Pick it back up, try again. So, the line there being that, if we need to repeal, say, a needle, we repeal it in end step, untap, put it in our garbage with Stoneforge Mystic, and move on about our day. Then, if we instead need to remove a threat, like, we can remove it when we have a way to deal with it on the way back down, or just get it out of the way long enough to gain the tempo advantage that we need. So, Repeal replaced the one copy of Merchant Scroll. I had kind of made that comment that I'm falling out of love with Merchant Scroll in Vintage. It just doesn't feel quite as powerful as it used to in every blue deck. Now, the caveat there is in things like PO or whatever, I think that Scroll is still bananas. Scroll finds all of, like, your best cards. But in a deck like this, where we're not trying to find a specific type of card, where we just kind of want to play this kind of fair tempo-y game, I don't think that Scroll is as good. So I've cut Scroll in favor of Repeal and cut the fourth Stoneforge Mystic for a Lavinia. And I think that should be pretty reasonable. It still gives us a pretty reasonable threat density, and gives us a little more flexibility to answer some stuff. Now, there's an argument that, like, by playing Repeal, maybe I'm supposed to keep Scroll, because Scroll finds Repeal. That's a whole weird rabbit hole we could go down. I don't think that that's something I'm willing to address right here and now. If I find that I'm having difficulty finding the one of, then we can evaluate that at a later point. But, I think that right now, having this copy of Repeal and having this copy of Lavinia is about where I want to be. So we're going to try that out. And without any further ado, we're going to get right into a Vintage League and see what we can make happen. I appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. Plenty of ways you could choose to spend your Tuesday evening. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend it with me. Queued up quick, I love it. Double queuing and casual Vintage just for fun room. I did, Greg. I did qualify, so I will be playing that at the end of the month. Deal. Keep. Yep. So I got it on exactly 20. On my 20th match, I won, which was the one that I needed to qualify. So I will be playing the Mana Trader series at the end of the month. Start by casting this Mox. Play the Scalding Tarn. Fetch. Grab Tundra. Cast Stoneforge Mystic. Yep. Grab a Cauldron Complete, Teleport, or Racing. Magic GYY, welcome. Alright. Oh, okay. Opponent has cycled a Street Wraith. Mox Ruby. Mox Pearl, sure. Oh, we're getting belched? This would be exciting. Or oops. Sure. Oh, I can't remember. Yep, there are bridges. There's at least one therapy. Yeah. We have died. Oh, hey, buddy, what's going on? Glad you could make it out, friend. Alright, and we're getting oopsed here. There's not a thing that we can do about it. Oof! Opponent called the right one first time. We're so dead. Oracle's there. Yep. Opponent got it. Buddy, that seems great. That's tonight's gin and tonics. So, ley lines, containment priest, plows can go, force of negation. What else am I cutting here? So here's the line. What do we think is better? Are we cutting... Like, I know that I want all this stuff. This is pretty clear cut. The answer from here is... What else goes? Oh, I do want this fluster. Where's my repeal? That repeal can get out of here. We don't need that for any reason. I think I'm gonna cut a Stoneforge, cut Sword of Fire and Ice. Cut Ledger Shredders. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Blue count's still fine. Sure. We can also dress down here. I don't hate that. It's like a weird corner case thing, but it can work. Question is it worth it? Probably not. We're just gonna play a control game here. Okay. I think I've got to mulligan to the hate. That ain't it. I don't know if we're ever winning on 4. It'd have to be like the most out of control 4 that I've ever seen in my life. Okay, we're at two pieces of protection. That feels great. Okay. Soul Ring, sure. Yep. Cauldra. Opponent casts Narcomoeba, sure. I think at this point I'm cool with grabbing another Tundra and saving myself the ability of drawing. White. Yield to Cauldra. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Everything taps for blue. Cast Narset. Take my Narset down. Grab this Fluster. Move to combat and attack. I'm actually kind of okay with that whole sacrificing a land thing, because it actually helps to fuel this dig. Probe resolves. You will draw 0 cards. There is an Narset in play. Soul Ring resolves. Okay. Cast Lotus. Crack for blue. Shredder. That Lotus was incredible. Yep, okay. So no opponent has Chain of Vapor. Does that change anything? Probably not. I think that we still just run it. The sword gains like the tiniest fraction of a percentage point. Like, turn 1 Lavinia is one of the most busted things we could possibly do. It ain't this. Like, if literally any one of these is a cards is another land, like, I'm probably in. Hug. Ship. Chip. This one. Yeah, it's this one. Yep. Opponent knows they have to go, like, pretty quick now. This Lavinia is going to make their life hard. Now, I don't think I would have ever kept this if I couldn't Lavinia on 1. Mox, sure. Imprinting Street Wraith. Seagate Reborn. I mean, I don't really have an option here. That's terrible. Chromox Imprint. Oh, Exiling Pact. I'm not going to make opponent click through it. We don't have anything. That's unfortunate. That one was close. I think that there are versions of that hand that play out very different. I don't think that there's a world in which we can't force that there. There are too many situations where if opponent flips their deck, we just lose. Like, if opponent plays that first one, and they're just like, okay, here's Undercity Informer, go. We're in trouble. But if opponent's just like, here's Undercity Informer, it resolves, okay. any piece of fast mana kill you. Like, there's just nothing we can do about it if we don't force the Undercity Informer, because then they can just, like, flip their deck, cast some therapies and stuff like that. We're just always losing that if they resolve that first one, I think. Like, the odds of them having another piece of fast mana are just so high. But, oh well. But again, I appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. A lot of ways you can choose to spend your Tuesday. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend it with me. Alright. For those of you joining the stream who missed it earlier, we have qualified for the Mana Traders series this month, which is Vintage. And we qualified playing a similar list to what we're playing tonight, which is blue-white BirdBlade or Shredder Blade or whatever you'd like to call it. This is not keepable. This is like not even close to keepable. That's also terrible. I mean, I guess. Like Cauldra. Force of Will, I guess. Okay. We're probably dead here. So the odds of the opponent wins here are like super high. Like super, super, super high. Yep. Lotus clearly goes in the pile. Understood. The question is, does opponent already have the Ancestral? If opponent already has the Ancestral, we're probably just like dead on the spot. We are getting vintaged hard tonight. Just hard. First opponent, turn 1 combo deck. Second opponent, Doomsday on a Lotus draw. Yikes. Pro tip. A big difference here. Whereas in Legacy, there's like a whole conversation about when you fight over the Doomsday. In Vintage, there is so many busted things that they can put in their Doomsday pile. You always fight over the Doomsday itself. Like, it is just so hard to beat that card. This is a pass the turn. Okay. I'm gonna time walk here. Drew the Cauldron anyway, let's go. Cast the Stoneforge. Let's see if opponent built a pile that can win without that Underground Sea. I have to believe they did. They did not! Holy wow. That shouldn't happen. Alright. Force of Negation, get in here. Plow can get out of here. Flusterstorm can get in here. I think that's it. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's it. Cool. Opponent lost because they didn't think about Wasteland. They just did not consider that it was a thing that could happen. What a wild and crazy adventure we've come on. So, I don't think that there's a world on this planet where we're supposed to win that game. But we did. This is a force hand with threat and a strip mine. So, Greg, the thing is that in Vintage, there's no reason to not play around it. You have so much fast mana that there's just zero reason. Preordained resolves. Yeah, like, with all the Moxes and Lotus and stuff like that, like, it's so easy to just build your pile in such a fashion that you can ignore stuff like that. It just keeps getting more insane. I'm just gonna play Delta and say go. Brainstorm's fine. Again, marginal deck thinning here. This feels like opponent has Ancestral. Yikes. Yikes. Not something I was thinking about. Was not on my radar at all. They've exiled the Tundra. So now I need to natural draw Tundra or basic plains. This is Mystical for Ancestral. Yup. That's easy money. Playing my Tundra. Sure. Ancestral resolves. They played around this card. Ugh. Gross. Alright, I'm going to... Currently, they're only showing me one black source. I think we're probably dead here. This opposition agent is going to be the death of us. Opponent never has to combo. It's going to be so hard for us to win the game. seems right. Tarn, sure. Yeah, I don't think there's a chance we're coming back from this. $16, yup. Flooded Strand, sure. Doomsday. Preordain, sure. Like, we're still not dead. That's the nail in the coffin. Yeah, I don't think there's a way we get out of this. Alright, knowing that, do we change anything? Probably not. I like one plow better than a Stoneforge Mystic. I like one plow better than a Stoneforge. Yep. Keep. Opponent pitches their Oracle. Sure. This is opponent upkeep ancestral. Sure. Your ancestral resolves. This is where I'm going to play Shredder. I'm going to let opponent push me into magic cards that matter. They've dazed my Shredder. I won't pay for daze. Dark Ritual Doomsday. Duress resolves. This card can't be hit by duress. Because Greg, mana's actually like sneaky tight in Vintage. Like, in a format where Moxen exist, the thing is that everyone is so used to their mana just like being abundant. And so in the circumstances where that happens, it is not uncommon for someone to just, like, a daze to just randomly occur. Alright, Time Walk resolves. Yeah, like, it's just one of those things where, like, everyone is like, oh yeah, like, my mana's always gonna be great. That's the reason that Shops is still, like, a functional bag. Is because, like, the Vintage format refuses to exist that Shops can just go, Workshop, Trinisphere, go. So, like, a lot of players don't play as if that is a functional thing that can be done. I'm gonna play our Hull Breacher here. Pauper's not quite as great as it once was, buddy. Buddy, I've been a big fan of Boros for a while. Basically, since what is referred to as Blue Monday, the banning of Gush Day's Probe, I've been a big fan of Boros because it does all of the cool mid-range, like, grindy things that, like, a lot of the Blue X decks you would expect in other formats do, and it has a lot of the good answers. So, yeah, Boros is my recommendation. That is my deck of choice in that format. I have zero reason to attack with this Hull Breacher. Buddy, that also comes with the caveat that I have not really touched the format since all of the new downshift stuff. Yeah, so, like, and that's the other thing, like, the Blue-Black X decks are always, like, totally fine. I was talking to somebody recently about, like, you should probably include Mystical Teachings in your deck because it's basically free to do so. Like, if you include a Singleton Teachings and, like, some stuff, it's probably fine. It's a fetch land, sure. Oh, that's fair. I'm all over the place, buddy. In Paper Legacy, I'm playing like any random pile of garbage that appeals to me at the moment. I've been playing a lot of Show and Tell. I think that the Mono Black Depths list is pretty sweet. I've got like a few things that I really like to play. But, yeah, like, I think that Like, if you're looking for something different, the Mono Blight Depths list is hot. Oh, no, buddy. In fact, I've come off of most of my paper collection. Most of my Magic exists here or in proxy paper events. It's just been a better life for me to live with the way that I'm currently doing things. But preordained resolves. You can give me a treasure. It's like opponent forgot the Soul Breacher was here. Demonic Consultation. The fair way. I'm curious as to what opponent's plan is. Brook's good. Brook's good. 30 cards revealed. What did opponent name? Oracle. Sure. So their hope was that opponent's hope was that Oracle was the bottom card of their library. That is the dopest thing I've ever seen. Like, this is a no guts, no glory play. Opponent's like, I'm dead anyway. Cast Demonic Consultation. Name Thassa's Oracle. Pray that it's the bottom card of my library. Dece. Alright, cool. Well, there's one win in the books. Oh, but yeah, buddy, Brooke's doing well. She actually just went up and spent some time with her family this last weekend, which is great. It's something that she has said she's wanted to do for a while and kind of needed. So I'm glad that she got to do that. And that was what allowed me to qualify for Mana Traders. So that was really cool. She got to go visit her family. I qualified for Vintage Mana Traders this month. So everything's great. I hope your family is well, buddy. I see that you've been appreciated. Yeah, I see that you've been back out and about playing some Magic again. Cool, so that was good to see. Yeah, I know it had been a while since you had been out and about playing Magic, so it was cool to see that you're getting out and getting a chance to play again. I basically only come out anymore for like Sundays at House Rules. Beyond that, I'm pretty reclusive, being work from home and stuff like that. Buddy, the answer is House Rules. We started doing full proxy with gift card payouts at House Rules every Sunday at 5 p.m. So we normally, I say Greg hasn't made it in a little while, but House Rules on Sundays is the spot. I was out this last week and will likely be out this week due to potential COVID exposure. But yeah. Fair enough. Appreciate you being here all the same. I'm grateful that you've come to hang out. Yeah, no, buddy, so I was working at Galactic, and then that didn't pan out for personal disagreement reasons. And then I was working. Yeah, JD, I thought so. Sorry, this is really confusing right now. So JD, Magic GYY, his name in real life is Buddy. So there's a little confusion here right now. Buddy, he was talking to me specifically. So, yeah, JD, I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, JD, I think you've come by like once or twice. But I really appreciate you being on here tonight, man. I really do. But yeah, I left Galactic, and then I was at Martha's Vineyard as their beer buyer for a while, and then I left there for some personal reasons. I went work from home. So, yep, I've been work from home now since December, buddy. So, that's a big reason why I have, I've shifted mostly to playing Magic Online, is because with being work from home, with the schedule I'm working, I don't often get out and about during the week. So, it kind of really limits my ability to go out for Magic. Thank you, I appreciate that. I definitely don't hate it. At 6 months in, it's really hard to say what the job looks like long term, but right now it pays my rent and I'm pretty content with my life overall. I've been streaming we're pushing up on a year now. I think we're a couple months shy of a year, so I've been streaming for quite a while now. I get to do that every week, like clockwork, so that's pretty great. And then I have my weekends where I can kind of do whatever most of the time. So I have been going out to play Legacy on Sundays at House Rules, which has been fantastic. I love House Rules, and I love the community that we have there, so that's been great. And then every once in a while I show up to some random place for some random thing. Breweries or other sorts of random events. So I get out and about every once in a while, but a lot of the time I'm just kind of here doing my thing. Lately it's been playing a bunch of Octopath Traveler. I got my way into Game Pass a couple weeks ago and saw Octopath Traveler on there, and I fell absolutely head over heels for the game. And so I've buried, oh my god, probably 30 plus hours or something like that into it now, and it's been fantastic. So, been having a great time. But yeah, buddy, if you, ever around, I'm usually here Tuesdays and Thursdays around 10 p.m. So, a lot of the times, it's Legacy, Vintage, Pauper, some sort of Eternal Magic. And when it's not, it's some other video game thing. I've been doing the occasional Borderlands 3 stream, just to kind of break up the monotony a little bit when things get boring. When Vintage Cube is up, I'll always cube forever and ever and ever the end. So that's always cool. But yeah. So we're here a couple times a week. Last week it was 3 times, because with the wifey out of town over the weekend, I decided that it was a pretty swell thing to do to stream my run at the Mana Trader series. So there was a 6-hour stream this last Saturday, which is up on YouTube as well if you want to catch that. We just kind of hung out and I played a bunch of kind of riff on this deck. I've changed 2 cards from the list that I was playing over the weekend. All right. Opponent has already queued into another league. I guess that's the bonus of playing Oops and Vintage, right? Is that, like, your leagues are just that fast? Yeah. Jeez. So for reference, this is our exact same opponent from round 1. Playing what I'm going to venture a guess is the exact same 75. And in round 1, they were 1-0. Dark Ritual, sure. Belcher? Okay. Alright. Preordain. Bottom. Bottom. I'm just gonna concede. There's no point in playing this out. Once again, Leyline in, Swords to Plowshares out, Force of Negation, Flusterstorm, Containment Priest, Shave a Stoneforge Mystic, Cut a Sword of Fire and Ice. Repeal can get out of here. That doesn't really do anything. Then what? Cut 3 Shredder? I guess cut 3 Shredder? Between 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Sure. I mean, we're gonna keep, and I'm gonna be upset because it's not gonna work. But sweet, I guess. Gonna fetch. Play Tundra. Cast Preordain. I swear to God, are we getting misstepped again? Deal. Deal, 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 deal. Mox chat. Sure. Seagate Reborn. Absolutely. Chrome Mox. Yes. Pitching Academe Awakening. Dark Ritual. Sure thing. Goodbye. Wasteland our opponent. The chances that opponent wins here are 0. Like actual factual 0. Tap everything for white and flash in Containment Priest. This is the clock. This is how we're killing. We will absolutely end step dig through time. The one card we will leave when we cast dig through time is exactly Force or Wasteland. Tutor's fine. Everything here for blue. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're leaving Wasteland there because we don't care if Wasteland gets taken away. Question is, what do we actually want here? Flusterstorm. I think double fluster. We'll play a ley line here. Easy money Foster. Sick. Cool. Seems fine. Yeah, so this is basically a matchup where if we don't lose, we win. Simple as that. If we don't lose, we win. So this is a hand that beats turn 1 oops combo, loses to Belcher. Is that a life that I'm okay with? I think so. I'm gonna keep... Opponent mulling to 5. 4. I don't think opponent can go much deeper. They just need magic cards to win the game. Jet. Yep. This one feels like it's pretty rudimentary from here. Yeah, I think opponent's going to lose to their Moldifor here. Like, I think that even with a Leyline draw, opponent can still, like, pretty well clobber us. Undercrypt, sure. I don't know that that's actually true, Greg. I think that if opponent has a belt, like a turn 1 belch you draw, I die. If opponent's hand belches on turn 1 instead of oops combos me, I lose the game. I can't beat that. Dark Ritual, sure. Pitch my dig. Sure. I panicked here for no reason. I just thought about that after I fought that counter battle. It's like, wait a minute, I have Leyline and Containment Priest in play. They still lose the game. Wild and crazy. Okay, sure. So, 1 loss to Oops, 1 win against Oops. Alright then, I guess. Well, that's 2-1 so far. Even though I, like, spent a bunch of counter magic on the first round that I didn't need, in that last game that I didn't need to. I think that in the first match, I think I needed... Right? So I think that I needed to, in the first match against them, I needed to mulligan to turn 0 interaction. I needed to have a force effect or something to that effect in hand. I needed to be able to stop what they were doing before it happened. I couldn't wait to go, okay, here's a Lavinia when I have mana. And I think that was what cost me. Was thinking that, okay, I'm going to... I'll let them have one turn, then a Lavinia and we'll be fine. Because the Lavinia is great, but the Lavinia has to actually arrive. And I think that in that circumstance, I wasn't thinking about how soon they can kill me. Like, their deck is consistent enough for that quick kill that I can't just allow them to do that. So, yep. We've learned. But yeah, we're 2-1, which is a great start. We'll see how we can shape up in the rest of this league. Pray that we don't queue against Oops again. Because that would be the last thing that I need in my life right now. It's a third round against Oops. It looks like the queues are quieting down a little bit. I noticed the very first match against our Oops opponent fired off real quick. And they've started to kind of slow down a little bit after that. So for everyone joining tonight, if you are not a Vintage fan, I'm sorry, but also not sorry. I enjoy playing Vintage. We're going to be here doing this for a little while. I have queued for the Vintage Mana Traders Series event, so I will be doing that. But I will also... This hand doesn't do anything. Chip this Wasteland, I guess? Getting probed. So this hand just jams threats. That's what this hand is doing. We're gonna go turn 1 Stoneforge Mystic, turn 2 Monastery Mentor. Mox, sure. We've been dazed. Sure. Opponent is playing a double Masters draft as well. EI resolves. Snow-covered mountain. Tundra. Mentor. Force pitch EI, sure. Yeah, Wasteland is unfortunate. sure. Opponent has Treasure Cruise. That's unfortunate given there's a Narset in our hand. Narset. Take down immediately. Grab Force of Will. We're going to use this Force of Will to protect our Narset from Lightning Bolt and Red Blast. Sure thing. Gonna walk here. Resolves. Resolves. Force of Will, Bolt on Ledger Shredder. This feels like EI? That's fine. Dig through time. That gets around Narset, which is huge. Oh, Murktide Regent. That's even scarier. Okay. We need to find another mana source. EI is happening. That was unfortunate. I messed that up. That was supposed to be a Tundra. If we fetch Tundra there, I think we're fine. As it sits, I don't think we are fine. Yep. That was a misclick. As such, I think we're dead. So I have a feeling we don't. I have a feeling that this flashed in Hull Breachers so they can kill my Ledger Shredder. And prevent my draw. Oh no, okay. Yeah. Hull Breacher means we're still dead. Yep. I'm pretty sure that killed us. Yikes. I want swords, I want fluster. Cut some forces. Actually, I'm gonna cut Force of Negation, I think. And leave in the 2 Force of Wills. And then flusters for counter battles. And be removal heavy. That all seems fine. Noted. Fetch around Wasteland. Understood. Alright. This is the greediest keep ever, but this Lotus opener I think is absolutely insane if it works. Bottom. Bottom. Preordain resolves. This repeal looking mighty questionable right about this minute. This repeal is just a cantrip. We're just looking for a second mana source. This is insane. We should not be doing this well, as low on resources as we are. Holy wow. Preordained? Sure. Brainstorm is fine. Oh, the gem is dig through time, Greg. The gem is untap, or wait till our opponent's turn, end step dig through time. We need to make them react. Yep. This one very good. Two, three, four, five, six. Lavinia's of questionable value here. Play a second Shredder. Opponent's basic mountain. This smells like a Murktide Regent. You're right, Greg. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to cast one of them eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've held up blue as if it's just like the most normal thing on the planet that we could possibly be doing. So the game plan here is that Mentor should carry the day. That's unfortunate. Yikes. Yeah, y'all thought Murktide and all this nonsense was crazy in Legacy. Mox makes it real good. My opponent just cast that Murktide Regent with 2 of their lands turned into mountains. Yikes. Alright, well, back into the fray. We gotta win one more. But again, I appreciate everyone coming to hang out tonight. Lots of ways you can choose to spend your Tuesday. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend it with me. Again, for those of you who are joining the channel for the first time this evening, hello, welcome. I am Adam from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Tonight we are playing some vintage BirdBlade. This is a slight modification of, I guess, the list that's been floating around. So this is a modification of Senpai Blank's list. So Senpai Blank, I guess the changes from Senpai Blank's list are -1 Hull Breacher, +1 Narset, -1 Stoneforge, +1 Lavinia, -1 Merchant Scroll, +1 Repeal. So that is our big change-ups. Nothing super crazy. But, yeah. I like this deck quite a bit. I wanted to play around with this deck a little bit tonight, because I'm not sure yet what I plan to play for the Mana Trader Swiss rounds coming up at the end of the month. And I had talked a little bit during the weekend streams where I qualified about some changes that I would have liked to make to the list I was playing. So I made some changes in line with those ideas, and we're trying them out tonight. So far, at no point has Repeal done what we wanted to do, and I have stared at Lavinia in my hand against Oops, thinking this is going to be great, as they kill me before I get my first turn. So, you know, stuff. At the end of the day, though, like, it's all fine. Like, this is vintage. You expect things to be absolutely absurd. And can confirm, absolutely absurd. So, not a huge deal. Like, I'm not 100% sold just yet, but truth be told, I have a sneaking suspicion that it is likely I will not play this deck for Mana Traders. Again, I love this deck to pieces. It's a lot of fun, but I think I would want to do a lot more testing, a lot more tuning before I decided to play this in something where there's a substantial amount of money on the line. I think that, truth be told, I would much rather play something like PO, to be honest. PO or Tinker. I think that's much more where I would want to be when there's big prize money on the line. Alright, here's our last one. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed it's not Oops again. Fingers crossed, no more Oops. No? Opponent, please. Muldrotha. Okay. Playing blue-black. I'm gonna keep... Opponent is likely on Tinker or Doomsday. Most recently. But that was 23 days ago. The real question we have to ask ourselves is, does Flooded Strand fetch Tundra or Basic Island? And I think that it's Basic Island for the sake of safety. I don't want either of these cards. That's fine, I guess. Underground Sea. Soul Ring, sure. Opponent brainstorms, sure thing. Pitch brainstorm first. That's 4, 5. Trying to decide if we pitch brainstorm first or if we pitch dig through time first. Delta, sure. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take Fluster. Take Mental Misstep. Nope. Can we... We cannot. Okay. Goodbye, Preordain. Never punish, friends. Never punished. Now we have almost everything up. Perfect. Sure. Bolus the Citadel? Dark Pit. Oh, okay. Opponent is like some flavor of DPS. Wild and crazy parties we've come on. Lotus. Demonic Tutor. Tendrils? I mean, this basically kills. Ritual. Dark Petition. Sure. Lotus. Yep. I'm letting opponent go off here because they can. Tutor for Tendrils. Show me Tendrils of Agony. You got it. Alright. So Swords to Plowshares, you can get out of here. We don't need you. Force, Fluster. Think about Leyline of the Void real hard. Probably don't. Definitely don't. Yeah, we're just looking at more counter magic. This card is also fine. Not insane, but fine. Okay. Also, Greg, because I see you're still hanging out, and I just was talking about it again. 100%. Just play Octopath Traveler. That game has been so insane. Like, there have been parts so good that I just want to cry. Like, the game has been absolutely nuts. Sapphire resolves. Ruby resolves. Emerald resolves. Misstep Mana Vault. Sick. Opponent fetches here. Everything for blue. There's a Hull Breacher. Cool. We're just gonna beat down with this Hull Breacher for the rest of eternity. I have every ounce of mana my heart could ever desire. Sick. Hull Breacher did the thing there. That's always good. I think we're just gonna run it back. Like, Leyline is okay, but not insane. And I don't think that it is worth moving in on Leyline to move off something else that's, like, already actively good. So, the question is, do we count on DPS to kill on one? Like, this hand has a Flusterstorm, but is that Flusterstorm good enough? We can just get Tinkered on one, and that would be atrocious. We also can't cast this Narset anytime in the near future. We're just holding up this Ponder for eternity. I think we can do better. This constitutes as better. I'm gonna ship that Mentor. Mox Pearl, Underground Sea. Opponent grids. Sure, sure, sure. Slam my own Lavinia. This shuts off all their rituals and stuff. Soul Ring resolves. I think we're just gonna pass. I can throw this Mox into the Abyss, but I think this Mox is better in the Abyss when I can do something with that. That's correct. That's very good. I think we're gonna hate Bear's opponent out. This is wild. Opponent resolved Defense Grid and Lavinia, and I still feel like we're winning. Lotus Petal resolves. We're just gonna keep beating down here. Yep. I mean, Necro's pretty good here, but not insane. So opponent has 5 cards in hand. Okay. We're probably dead. That's unfortunate. It's a mentor. We can beat mentor. I'm gonna keep fetching here. Opponent can play Op Agent and probably feasibly should. So I want to play around it when we have the ability to. And I want to do it before opponent has infinite more cards in hand. Sure. I just need opponent to not have Time Walk. That's all we need. Lavinia's fine. Lotus is fine. Also, this is a pretty nuts sideboard juke, by the way. Dark Ritual, sure thing. Dark Petition, sure. There's like a clear-cut answer to what opponent should tutor for here, and I want to see if opponent does the thing correctly. Oh, Yogg will. Sure. This is us equally dead. This is a truly unfortunate circumstance we found ourselves in. We're getting pushed. Yup. And they're dressing the Cauldron away. Yup, sure thing. Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, Dark Petition. Find Time Walk. Yep, we're very dead. Opponent, all of your things resolve. You have a defense grid that says so. Opponent can get either Tendrils here or Time Walk. Either one kills. Tendrils here. Oh, Ponder first. I see. Sure. I mean, opponent came to do a cool thing. Oh, yeah. No, for sure. But, like, opponent came to do a cool thing. We're gonna let opponent do their cool thing. But we are very dead. This was cool, but... yeah, like, queuing into Oops twice and then DPS, like, that's not what we're set up to do. Like, there are worlds in which we could tailor this a little better for such things. We don't live in those worlds. I want to see how much deeper opponent decides to go. They're gonna push one of their own tokens. Like, sure, this is all fine. Like, opponent knows they get to do their thing, so they're just, like, absolutely going berserk at this point. Which is correct. Like, most times your opponent just concedes to these things. Tendrils. Oh, Demonic Tutor first. I see. Sure. Like, I mean, I guess why not, right? Like, if you just absolutely get to, like, really showboat, you might as well just really showboat. Okay, yep. Crack Lotus. I don't know why we cracked before that resolved, but, like, I accept. Tendrils, yep. I mean, opponent. This turn has been going on for about 5 solid minutes. Well done, opponent. Well done, opponent. Well, okay. We didn't get to go completely ridiculous, but we went 2 and 3. I think that we queued into some bad matchups, but I think that overall the deck is pretty decent. And you know what? I'm feeling sassy tonight, so let's open this chest. Alright, everybody. Fingers crossed. Let's hit a good one. Old Growth Dryads. Could you put me a search to the library for a base? I don't think this is good. I don't think this is good. Will confirm, but I don't think this is good. Tell me. Oh, it's hyphenated. Old Growth Dryads. Confirmed, not good. Okay, cool. Well, alright then. That was rad. Our DPS opponent absolutely, like, wild and out of control. Just flexed all over us, but it was still sick. We queued into Oops twice. Beat them once. What a wild league. But I think that's going to be it for me for tonight, everybody. I will be back again on Thursday. Again, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be playing some Legacy on Thursday. I don't know what yet. If you have cool ideas for something you would like to see on the stream as far as Legacy is concerned on Thursday, yell at me on Twitter, Twitch Whisper, YouTube comments. I don't hear enough from all of you in the YouTube comments. Do that. If you want to see something on the stream, comment down below. If I think the thing is cool enough, we'll just do it. I'll even shout you out. It'll be rad. Who knows? Maybe if the thing that you asked me to do is crazy enough, I'll just, like, message you directly and have you send me a list, and I will play your list verbatim. Don't be ridiculous. But we'll see. We'll make some cool stuff happen. I would rather engage with you all than, like, stress about it too much. So, again, that is it for me for this evening. I will see you all again on Thursday with some Legacy, and we'll see how much trouble we can get into. Meantime, you all have a great night, everybody. Cheers.